Bitcoin versus gold, let's settle it. But first, let me ask you this. When it comes to your money, what matters more, freedom or tradition? Gold has been around for centuries, but Bitcoin is challenging every financial power structure in the world right now. So they're both thought to be the ultimate safe haven assets for investors. But which one is better? Well, things have definitely been moving in Bitcoin's favor, but there are many key differences between the two. So let's get into it. The most obvious comparisons to make first off is physical versus digital. Obviously, gold is a physical material, and that in itself is one of the first roadblocks when going head-to-head against Bitcoin, which is a digital asset that exists through a decentralized network, which means you have access to it 24/7 from anywhere in the world. All you need to access it is a digital device and an internet connection. And in terms of freedom, there's a clear-cut winner there already. Now, there's a lot of tangents I can go on with physical versus digital, so I'll just leave it here for now, and it will make more sense as we go through the rest of the areas to compare. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the source of the two. Now, do you know where gold comes from? Well, the most obvious answer is the ground, which is true. But some people also believe that there's meteors in space that will one day be able to be mined. NASA is already running a mission to reach a golden asteroid that apparently has $700 quintillion worth of gold in there. I don't even know how many zeros that is. Hopefully the editor can put it in there on the screen for us. Oh, there it is. Thanks, editor. But anyway, that's a bit sci-fi and not quite reality yet. So how is it actually mined today? Well, it's a huge and complex operation involving huge amounts of heavy equipment and also involves digging up gigantic holes in the earth. It doesn't really seem like the best way to treat the planet to me, but to keep it as simple as I can, here's a 5-step process that they follow. First, they dig into the ground and remove rocks and dirt that contain gold. Next, they crush those rocks into small pieces to try to get out the tiny gold particles. Then they separate out the crushed materials with water and a bunch of chemicals to get the gold separated from everything else. Once they've done that, they collect all together the tiny particles of gold. Finally, the gold has to be sent off for refinement, where it's heated to high temperatures and then turned into gold bars and other forms, so all the impurities are removed. It's a pretty complicated process, so I try to keep it short and sweet, so hopefully you can get the basic understanding of it. Now let's compare it to Bitcoin. I'll break that down in a 5-step process too. So first of all, miners gather recent transactions into something called a block. Then they compete to solve a mathematical puzzle related to that specific block. Once the miner solves that block, it then shares it across that network for all the other miners to verify that it's correct. Once it's been approved by everyone, it gets added into the chain of all the other previous blocks, otherwise known as the blockchain. The final step to the process is the reward. Whichever miner solved the problem gets a reward in the form of newly created Bitcoin and the transaction fees for that block. So to keep it simple, Bitcoin is entirely digital and is mined through hardware, which anyone can run at home. Whereas gold, there's huge mines that are just digging up holes in the earth. Now that we've got that out of the way, we know how they're both mined, but if there are golden asteroids out there, how do we know what the supply is for both of them? Well, that's one of the biggest issues. We all know there are only 21 million Bitcoin, and you can verify that at any moment with the blockchain. But what's the supply of gold? Nobody knows. Even recently, China claimed to have discovered the world's largest gold reserve. Plus, NASA is exploring again the golden asteroids. And to top it all off, you have absolutely zero way of verifying how much gold any big institution or bank has in their vaults, or if they have any at all. That also brings me on to the issue of paper gold, as they can issue paper gold and you have to just blindly trust that they have the physical gold to back it somewhere. Whereas with Bitcoin, one of the favorite quotes for it is, "Don't trust, verify." And you can verify it. Anytime you want to check how much Bitcoin an address has, you can. You can see 24/7 exactly where every Satoshi is. So for an honest and transparent system, There's one clear winner here, Bitcoin. On that note, let's take a look at how they're both stored. When it comes to storing wealth, or as I like to say, storing freedom, gold and Bitcoin offer two very different approaches, and I love how this highlights the evolution of how we think about money. Gold is that classic, tangible asset. It's physical, heavy, and if we're being honest, a bit old school. To store gold securely, you need vaults, safes, or maybe a bank safety deposit box. Now, all of that is great for security, but it does come with drawbacks. Accessibility is limited, and moving it around the world, forget it. You're talking about logistics, insurance, and a lot of time. Bitcoin, on the other hand, flips that script entirely. It's digital, existing solely in cyberspace, stored in wallets secured by cryptographic keys. There are hot wallets for quick and easy access, or cold wallets for what some people like to call offline security. The best thing here is Bitcoin's portability. When I send it across the globe, that's just a few clicks and it's done. No trucks, no vaults, no physical transport needed. It's seamless. Both assets are secure in their own ways, but Bitcoin's is the modern edge. You don't need a heavy guarded facility to protect your wealth. You just need a private key. It's the ultimate combination of portability and security, which is why Bitcoin continues to change everything that what we think is possible with money. Now let's compare the utility aspect of the two. Utility, depending on how you look at it, might be the one area where you can kind of consider gold to be the winner, as it's needed for some electronic devices due to how well it conducts electricity. It's actually used in the motherboards and memory chips. So ironically, it's used in part to mine Bitcoin. It's been tried and tested for years, so it's also trusted in a lot of aerospace engineering electronics and medical devices due to its reliability. There's also the jewelry aspect, but that's hard to consider true utility. However, where Bitcoin completely obliterates it is the fact that it's essentially internet money. This is where it really brings the message home of why freedom weighs more than metal. There are a lot of things I could say here about money printing and how for years, specifically since 1913, people have been oppressed and kept stuck under a debt-based system. Bitcoin has completely broken this. For the first time ever, we have something that can be verified worldwide at any moment for the exact supply. And you don't need any special credentials. It can be set worldwide, anytime, anywhere, with no restrictions or middlemen. This utility can't be beaten, and here's one of my favorite quotes from Satoshi Nakamoto about this. If you don't believe me or you don't get it, I don't have time to try to convince you. Sorry. And if you really want to learn more about this, then check out my book, Why Crypto. I spent years working on it and try to put everything I love and know about crypto into it, and why you should get on board with it. But anyway, let's get back to the comparisons and now take a look at the price of the two. It's easy to put wild price claims out there in hopes of getting people excited and trying to attract an audience. But to keep this simple and straightforward, here's a question for you. What value would you put gold at? Already you're thinking in dollars, right? Well, there's the first clue to the answer here. You don't know the supply of gold. There is no limit on the supply. So you can't ever put a true value on it. Whereas Bitcoin, there are only 21 million and there will only ever be that amount. So let me ask you this, what value would you put at Bitcoin? I can see the cogs turning in your head right now. So the answer is 1, Bitcoin. As we know, there are only 21 million. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Let that sink in for a moment and digest what I mean by that, because there has never been anything like this throughout human history, and it's our first chance to have a truly decentralized and honest monetary system. It's much more powerful than people think, and most still laugh about it saying, oh, it's just digital gold. No, it's much more than that. Also, on that note, if you want to learn more about it, then check out our educational platform, learningcrypto.com. As we're constantly improving it and really trying to make it easy to help you get started on your crypto journey and give you regular updates and guidance to keep you ahead of the game. But anyway, let's move on to the final thing, which kind of summarized the entire comparison and much of why Bitcoin was created in the first place. censorship. So since we've all been on this planet, censorship has been an issue that constantly comes back around. But it's not just through what we say, it's through our money too. First of all, let me take you back to 1933. Executive Order 6102. This is when the US government demanded that the citizens surrender their gold to the Federal Reserve, which highlights how vulnerable gold is to government confiscation. After all, it's physical. Meanwhile, they get to control and print as much or as little money as they like, leaving us in one of the most rigged and unfair systems there has ever been. So how does Bitcoin break this? As I touched on throughout this video, it's the first time in history that we have a chance of true freedom through money. The fixed 21 million supply, the decentralized network that keeps the system honest and fair, and the global nature of it. It's made for us to take our freedom back into our hands and build out a new world. Bitcoin can't be censored or stopped without someone taking over the network, which due to the scale and size of it becomes an increasingly difficult task every day. No transaction can be stopped. Nobody can tell you what you can do with your money. And most of all, nobody can tell you how much there is or isn't. It's all in the blockchain, backed by math and verified by yourself if you want to check that out. So that's everything I have to say about Bitcoin and gold, and I hope that's broadened your understanding between the two. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and if I missed anything important. We're all in this together, so the more we talk about it, the more we learn together. And on that note, don't forget to check out, again, learningcrypto.com, because we also have a great community in Discord too, where we always help each other out. Thanks for watching, and keep on rocking in the free world.